about reverse engineering certain shit by like making ourselves more familiar with things, like whether we know it or not. We became familiar with certain toxicity, toxic things about relationships when we was kids. You know, I know in the '90s, a lot of time my homeboys bringing the shit up, but I didn't pay that much attention to them when I was a kid because I was becoming familiar with it. But long story short, there used to be a lot of domestic violence in the videos when we was kids. Not to mention, there was a lot of domestic violence going on around us. But it was so familiar to the previous generation that they didn't think nothing of us seeing it, as well as we became so familiar with it to the point that as we got older, it became nothing to us to replicate that shit. So, you know, the reason why I'm saying like we need to put art and science and intentional science things and math things around the kids because our people have been tricked into like not being into that. You know, whereas we had a whole society that was based on art, you know, and you know, science and math is a big part of that shit, you know, so or art can be explained through the sciences and art. I mean in math, you know. So when you think about that shit, they one and the same. And once you cut off, you know, one, you know, you stifle the other. And I was just thinking earlier, like, you know, shit, my creativity got stifled at a certain point. It ain't that it ain't there no more. You know, people. It's funny to even hear somebody say you can do that or not be familiar with it because I've been me. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't that I'm upset. I just had to be reminded, like, dang, this person didn't see you at this point. This person hasn't been with you all your life, even though it may feel like it. But it also is funny to me too because it gives me an opportunity to show a side of me that the people that I had became familiar with wasn't even interested in to an extent. Or even if they was, they didn't notice that like in certain not everybody, but certain intimate situations kind of stifled me in such a way that I wasn't thinking in a positive, or not even I couldn't stay balanced in my thinking to the point creativity was just like it became a thing of the past. I was dealing where more into frustration and you know what I'm saying, confusion and anger. Those is more of my thought processes rather than creativity, confidence, compassion. You know what I'm saying? These are the things that's more geared towards being artistic. And when you're an artistic person, that shit can make you depressed. Like, but it started when I was young though. Like when my parents then was forcing me to get a job and shit. Like mainly my mother and my, you know, my stepfather, but they was trying to prepare me for, you know, like our parents can only, for the most part, a lot of our parents can only teach us how to survive. So they was trying to teach me how to survive. You know what I mean? But like I said, when you're an artistic person, thank you, thank you very much. When you're an artistic person, that can make you, like I said, it can make you depressed. And after so long of fighting against it, I gave in. You know what I mean? Even when the time came to, you know, I could have broke away from that whole cycle. Like I was going to school and working. It was times where I could have been going to the studio and different stuff. I would do it from time to time, but I also would not do it as much as I could. Like I could have went on a road with such and such, and it was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? So shoot, you begin to think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I ain't supposed to be doing that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't supposed to be doing that at all. So after so long of stifling myself, I just was like, man, you know what? I want to show my kids. Like, you know, some people be like, man, I wish I had that footage when we was playing sports so I can show my kids. Like, I do be, you know, thinking that sometimes, but at the same time, I be tapping into my inner child as well as showing them I can still do that stuff now. Like, and it helps me to open back up. So whether I'm just trying to, like, as Ryan would say, whether I'm just trying to show out for them, you know what I'm saying? But that's what she realized I am, you know. I want to show out what we capable of. So when it come time for you to do your thing, like my daddy did that shit. I can do that shit too. It's in me. Cause that's where it started with me, walking in, seeing my mama drawing. So with that being said, like it's time that we familiarize ourselves with the things that we say we want out of life. You know what I'm saying? And even if it's unfamiliar to us, just put up pictures about the shit. Put up information, you know. Even if it's articles, you know what I'm saying? Put that shit up around your house to where you familiarize yourself with the information or just the atmosphere of that shit being the normalcy around you. And I know that shit to work because a lot of the stuff that I got a grasp of now, shit, people just don't know how to submerge myself in that shit. And but be feeling like I'm in a foreign country where I don't know the language. But it wasn't until I did that for so long to the point it was like, now I see what the hell they talking about. Now I see. I think that's what I want to hear now.